There, it's Jan Marie Dorr. Welcome. Glad you're here. Today, I'm going to be talking about how you can stand out as a great coach by helping your clients learn better and faster. So say hi if you're here. So glad you're here to join me today. So put your name or where you're from in the comment box, and if you're on the replay, you can just put replay. And so I was on a presentation this morning, and I wanted to share some of what I learned. It's about the future of coaching, where we're going and what's going to be happening. So really important to know, and some of the changes you can make, and some of the ways from that that you can help your clients better, without doing all the work yourself as a coach. So I'm Jan Marie Dorr. Many of you know me, but if you don't, I'm a business coach and a mentor for women coaches and change makers, course creators, women who are up to great things in the world and want to make a bigger impact, a bigger income, and are growing their business online. And that's what I help them to do that. So we do both the mindset and the marketing. Today's a little different. It's talking about future trends, but that relates to strategy. This is a really great time of year to start thinking about your strategy for the next year, the upcoming year, what's going to be different, what are some of the trends. So we'll get started with that. I was on a presentation this morning. I mentioned, some of you might know the World Business Executive Coach Summit, and it was with that. It was a 90-minute presentation by David Goldsmith, who's one of the founders of coaching from even way back when I first started many, many years ago as well. And he's talked before. I heard him talk back in June, I think, about artificial intelligence. And he was talking about his presentation back then was the robots are coming. And I thought, oh, well, that's crazy, like robots doing coaching. And he gave a longer, more in-depth program today, a presentation. And it caught my attention because, well, he lives in California, and that's where a lot of the tech is happening, a lot of the apps are happening. And so what I discovered is a lot of companies are creating new apps that will be doing very fundamental, basic, rudimentary type coaching. So it's not going to replace us as coaches. We're not going to be replaced by robots and artificial intelligence. But as in any industry, once it goes really well and there's billions of dollars to be made in coaching and online training, for sure there's going to be people developing ways that they can automate that, they can get in on the action. So there's some ways that automation is coming into that. And so I know some of the people on the call this morning were quite worried about that, but anytime there's a disruption in the marketplace, which is what this is, what's coming, there's also opportunity as well. And that's what I want to talk about, the opportunity. So there's more opportunity to stand out as a great coach, to help your clients get to the outcome they want, better, faster, smarter, which is what they want to pay us for. That's what they'll pay, even higher dollar amounts if you can help them get there, whether it's more quickly. Now, speed isn't the only thing, but sometimes people don't want to wait a year to get the change or the outcome. If you can help them get it faster, maybe in 3 months instead of 12 months, and you can use different tools to do that, that's something people would want and pay for. Now, David also talked about organizational coaching. If you're doing that, I know a lot of my coaching audience, they're coaching in corporate, in organizations. And so a real heads up there, because organizations are already starting to adopt this. Now, I said that artificial intelligence is not going to replace the human as a coach, but some very rudimentary. So for instance, some skill building. There's actually one app that can do a type of 360 feedback. It's gaining, information from different, direct reports, people that work for someone, people that someone might manage, and it's gathering all this information and intelligence. Maybe it's even based on social media comments. I don't know about that part, but it's gathering it in different ways, and it can produce feedback for someone, which can be used in conjunction with your coaching. That's what I'm seeing. So not that you're going to be, turning to technology or being replaced at all, but just some of the disruptors that are in the marketplace, really good to be on top of that. Because he was saying, if you are working in organizations, human resources, they're always looking for ways that they can keep things more cost effective. And this is one way to do it. Let's say at the managerial level, where they want to train managers in skills, or even leaders in skills, some leadership skills. And of course, that can be done by, the way I teach it, it's online training. So that was the way I wanted to link it to what I teach women coaches, how to do it, is to create an online training. And that's a perfect example how you're using some technology, you're using some automation. So it's still you, it's still your training, it's your intellectual property, your intellectual capital, your passion, your purpose, you're putting into an online training course. But just the sense that I've talked about this for years, how to develop a signature course, and then that becomes your signature offer, whether it's a one-on-one coaching offer or a group program. There's lots of ways you can do that, but having that signature offer, and you can start to automate it. So of course, I do video training, and different ways to do that, but he was also talking about how video, as you can see, is the way of the future, making more of that personal connection with people, but adding some training into your coaching. I think that's my message today. I have given that heads up for years. That's what I've done. I think I've always, from my second year in coaching, I've always had training in my coaching programs. I think there's the two aspects of it. I often say your training can be your marketing as well. So you're doing some free training, that's your marketing. And then there's some paid training that could either be a standalone course or you bundle a course into your group coaching offer. And that way you can charge more of a premium price for it. And to me, that's helping, I think with my training, I'm helping my clients get that, better, faster result. They can learn on their own time. And then I'm coaching them to implement that. So that's where the coaching comes in. We're never going to be, outmoded as coaches. There will always be a need for it. But it's being, as in any industry, I think nowadays, if there's a chance to automate any portion of it, that's what's going to happen. And I think he said there's 8 different companies working on this. Some of them are already up live, like the first generation tech. So one example he gave was if you're a voice coach or a speech coach, if you're working with speakers, there is an app that will give you feedback. Now, this would be for your client, let's say. So you're working with your client on a presentation or on their speaking skills. The app can give feedback, can listen to the speech, give feedback on that. And so this is where it's more cost effective for the client, more time effective for you as the coach. So that basic kind of feedback, the basic kind of skill building really is what he was saying, is starting to be automated more. And companies, organizations are quite interested in this. So heads up, anyone that's doing corporate coaching. Now, executive coaching, I think, will still be that one-on-one personal touch because it's very customized. But at the managerial level, you can start to standardize some of your coaching and it becomes training, basically. And then the coaching is helping them implement what they're learning. So it's doing some skill building this way. So there's different apps, different automation, but what I teach is creating an online course. And it's become so much simpler to do that now. I really encourage the women that I'm working with, design what is your signature system and then start to develop a course around that you can either sell it as a standalone course, maybe it's an entry-level course, or what I always love to do, I always love to add coaching programs, group coaching into my training. I don't like to leave people on their own with just a training, that they still have questions and they're not going to implement as well. There was a statistic out years ago that if you training alone, people will retain about 20% of the information that they learn. But if you add coaching to training, they'll retain 80% of what they learned and they'll also implement it as well. So that's why I've always thought that training and coaching together are not only the way of the future, they are the best way to get your clients that better, faster results, a more transformational result as well, really grounded in that learning. Now, there's a demand as well that your clients want to learn in their own time. They want some on-demand training from you, perhaps. So that's the opportunity for the future as well, if you're looking ahead. And this is how you can stand out as well, stand out from the crowd in the in the sea of coaches that are out there now, the coaching industry is getting a little bit glutted with different people. And so you want to develop that signature offer, and then you can offer that in multiple different ways. It could be, as I said, the self-study, could be group coaching, could be a mastermind as well, could be one-on-one with you, but it revolves around your signature offer, your signature message, your signature story as well. I'm not going to get into that today. That's another topic I'd love to talk about on one of my lives, about developing your signature story. But for today, just to say that training and coaching is the way of the future. It's been here for some time. And as David said this morning, the robots are coming, the artificial intelligence, it's here already. The tech companies are developing a lot of tech. Now, simple ones would be, like Alexa, where you speak to it and it can give you something back, that artificial intelligence. So they're developing it to give feedback. It might be to people that you're coaching, especially if let's say you're a life coach, and they're developing lots of tech around that to give feedback. Maybe it's a health coach, and people can get feedback on that from, he called it a robot. I don't know if it's a better word for it, but it's the artificial intelligence idea. So just a heads up about that. It's a real disruptor in our marketplace that's coming. I always try to keep on top of future trends, so you don't have to panic right now at all. But I've often said, add training to your coaching business. Free training is your marketing, educate people about what it is, why it's important, why they need to consider something. And then your offer is that your paid offer is that solution to their problem or their challenge. So my message today, I'm talking about how you can stand out as a great coach by helping your clients learn better and faster. That was the topic. And how you can stand out from the crowd by developing a signature program or course. That's my thought for you today. Start to think about that. And training and coaching together is really the way of the future as well. That has been for several years, I think, but it's becoming more so. And then noticing some of the trends. If you're in organizations, you're talking to HR departments, just be aware that they're getting on top of this trend with some of the artificial intelligence and what it's capable of doing, of giving feedback, of doing some really basic skill building, basically. And so it's not going to replace coaches, but coaches then I always think we can do the more transformational work. So some basic skill building, I'm sometimes happy to leave that to artificial intelligence, or in my case, it's to the online training. That's where I help people do the skill building. And then I love getting in on a more personal level with the coaching, whether it's group or one-on-one, with giving the feedback, reflecting back what I'm hearing, asking some good questions, and helping them implement this new skill that they're learning, or this new level that they're wanting to step up to as well. And so I think that's it for today. If there's any questions, pop them in the question box. I'd love to hear your comments, what you think about this. Have you seen this trend coming? And as David said this morning, don't get too concerned about it right now, but just be aware of it. It's always good to be aware of these things that are coming. The opportunity I see for coaches is to develop some online training. Video training is really hot right now, like especially, you on camera doing some video training. I have 3 main training courses right now. I'm just rebranding one of my top selling courses as just rebranding that and re-recording some of it as a new signature offer based on a prior one. But I host all of my online courses in an online course site. And I've been doing that over several years. It was my strategic plan, and that's what I love to help women do, creating content for your business, creating courses, adding that into your coaching business so that you really do use some of the online technology, simple technology. I like to keep things simple, not complicated. Now with online courses, again, I won't get into this in depth today, but if that feels overwhelming, that's getting much simpler too. The tech on that, it was quite cumbersome when I first started on it. Very cumbersome tech that you needed. Now it's a real breeze to put up an online course. They've made it really, really simple now to do it. You don't really have to know the tech, which is really, really good news. So I'll leave it at that today. I'm going to be talking more. I'll be expanding on this idea, talking more about online courses. and coming up. So what I'd love to know, and if you want to pop this in the chat box or in the Q&A, have you added training to your coaching business? What do you see as the future trend, and what do you think about this trend of maybe some artificial intelligence coming in to disrupt the coaching and online courses business? Yeah, so that's it for today, Jan Marie Dorr. You can find my free downloads. I've got free training, free resources at janmariedorr.com. You'll find them there. We're just going to be working on creating some new training, new offers, so that'll be up soon. If you're listening to the replay, it might be up there already. But if you go to my website, janmariedorr.com, and just put your name to get on my list, there is a free download there right now, but it's going to be a new one. It'll be replaced soon. But just put your name on my list. You'll get the new one as well. And you'll be notified about new trainings I've got coming up, new free trainings. I've always got something going on, and a brand new program that's coming out very soon. So let me know if you've added training to your coaching business, what you think about this idea, and any questions that you have or any comments. I'd love to hear them. I go live every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is 12 noon Pacific. It's 8 p.m. in Great Britain, in the UK. And I can't convert Australia right now, but I think it's the next morning, isn't it? Friday morning. But Thursday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, I go live every week on different topics of interest to coaches taking their business online. So I work with women coaches and change makers and course creators who want to make a real difference in the world and want to grow their business online. So be sure and add your name to my list to get my resources, my weekly, we send these videos out weekly as well. And stay tuned for my new programs and new resources coming out. Join me next week as well. And thanks for connecting with me today. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.